Hey all, welcome to DevTechJr. In this video, I'll show you guys how you can manipulate your HTML classes and IDs in CSS. Let's get started. Alright guys, so all I've done is I've opened up a brand new HTML document, and what I've done is I've also linked up a style sheet. So if you guys don't know how to link up an external CSS style sheet, click on this card above to watch a quick tutorial. If you guys do, then you're in the right spot. So what I've done is I've just written this little bit of code, so link to it will be down in the description, so go check it out there. And all you can do is just copy paste this into your body. Again, remember, link up that style sheet. So I've just created one called styles.css. So when we run it, this is what we get. So I've just created a simple page where it says with a heading, these are some greetings and farewells, and underneath it are some greetings and farewells. So what I've done is I've created a few divs. So I created one div that stores all the welcome messages, and I created another div which stores all the goodbye messages. And these are just some line breaks to kind of space both divs out. Alright, so what we want to do now is we want to target these welcome messages, right? I want to change up their color, and that's really easy. So they're of course classes, and so we want to manipulate the classes and select them in our CSS, and we want to style them. So this is the important part. What you want to do first is type out your class name. So the class name for this one is welcome messages. So just going to copy paste that into there. And the next thing you want to do is add a dot, right? So you want to add a dot in front of it. Now this is the most important part. Always remember to add a dot if you're going to target a class. CSS only understands that you're targeting a class if you use a dot. Now if I hover over it, you can see that it identifies it as a class. That's a good sign. The next thing we want to do is add our declaration block. And inside it, we want to give the property that we want to target, so it's color. And now we want to give our value. So I'm going to change the color to coral. And now if I save it, you can see that it has changed up in our live server, and it has changed to coral. That's great. That's really good. So now what I want to do is I want to change up the goodbye messages, right? I want to change them to a different color, and it's essentially the same thing. So I'm just going to copy paste the name of that class. And what we want to do, remember, add the class name, and then in front of the class name, add a dot. And as soon as I hover over it, you can see it identifies it as a class. As soon as I remove that dot, it doesn't recognize it. But as soon as I add that dot, it identifies it. That's really good. So now what I want to do, just add my declaration block, and inside it, go ahead and change up the color for it. So let's change it to chartreuse. I think that's how you say it. Sorry if I mispronounced it. And there we go. It works. Awesome. So what about IDs? We've done classes, and we learned that we just need to add that dot and then the class name, and then our average CSS syntax, and it works. What about IDs? When it comes to IDs, it's a little bit of a different story. So I have an H1 here, which has an ID of heading message, and inside that H1 is the heading message, so up here, right? So I gave it an ID, and I want to target that ID, and I want to change up the color of that. So how we can do that is just copy the ID name, move into your CSS, and what you want to do is put in the name of your ID, and in front of it, instead of adding a dot, that's what we did for a class, we're gonna add a hashtag. So now if I hover over it, it identifies it as an ID. That's also a great sign. So this is the important part to remember. If you're gonna use a class in CSS, I'll use the dot. If you're gonna use an ID in CSS, use the hashtag. Now I just want to add my declaration block. Oops. And inside it, I just want to change up the color. So now let's change it, random selection, hot pink. So now if I, boom, there we go. So it works. It identifies it as an ID, and it changed up the color from black to hot pink. So we have our coral, our chartreuse, and our hot pink styles. So there you guys go. If you're looking for a summary, go ahead in the description. I've added a summary there. Now, in the next video, we will continue in our CSS journey. So I hope to see you there. See you guys.
If you're interested in learning programming the easy way, then please make sure you like this video and subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when the next video comes out. Once you have, please let me know down in the comments. I'll make sure to reply to you. Thanks. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know down in the comment section, or simply join our Discord server and you can post them there. Thank you.